SMP Earth, the youngest non-existent geopolitical server in Minecraft, was once a server I'm sure all of my subscribers have heard of. It was a Minecraft server whose map was a scale replica of the Earth, and housed many popular Minecraft content creators such as Technoblade, TommyInnit, Tubbo, and Philza. Don't worry, there were a lot more members, but today we're going to talk about how I and many others fell in love with this simple Minecraft SMP, where I feel the server went wrong, and how even after nearly 2 years, I still have a spot in my heart for it. This is a tribute to SMP Earth. SMP Earth launched on November 22nd in 2019. I know, right? Not too long ago. On this day, a ton of very fun and interesting stuff happened. Many players went to claim the land that they wanted, causing some conflicts immediately. One of the more popular streamers at the time, Technoblade, spawned in Africa, and I can just remember him trekking his way through the continent just to get to Antarctica, which he wanted to claim. He soon looked on the server's DIN map, which, if you don't know, showed the location of every single player on the server on a map of the server. And he saw a player by the name of JMac following him. Technoblade eventually reached Antarctica and eventually met up with his friend Philza, and on the top of the peak of the mountain, chased JMac down and killed him effortlessly. I remember watching this and laughing because it was quite funny. Techno and Philza just jumped a man with no explanation, and they just went right in. He only wanted to give him steak or something if I remember correctly. There were many other conflicts similar to this, where people fought over land, but I can just remember thinking of how cool the idea of an Earth server was. There were other servers that were based off of Earth, but none of them compared to having 100 creators all live and stream and record their points of view in a never-ending conflict. Many more conflicts occurred after this, such as the saga of battles the Antarctic Empire had against Business Bay, where TommyInnit took on Technoblade in many battles and lost every single one of them. And also that time where Eric deleted the entire state of Hawaii off the map because, yeah, you know, why not? But one of the most entertaining moments by far was when Techno completed his goal of world domination. See, this pigman dude, King, really wanted to take over the entire world, but there was a small problem. Every other country had a claim on a piece of land, so Techno was kinda unable to do that without going to war with everyone. But he decided to do it anyway, and used a glitch on the DIN map where it would just fill in the inside of any outline of a claim. So Techno claimed a small square around the entire map, and then the entire world basically became his. I remember watching this live and thinking it was the coolest thing ever. It brings back so many good memories. Obviously, at this time I was also making SMP Earth history videos, so beside from watching streams and videos about SMP Earth, I just remember watching an event happen and think, oh, this will be a very good video. I really miss having that thought. And even though the near of SMP Earth, I slowed down on making videos, it was just from a lack of content happening on the server. The server was overall simply amazing. It had conflicts, wholesome moments, and even the entertaining creators to back it up. But then, that's when the issue started. Now, I am not a player on SMP Earth, and never was sadly, though I almost was at one point. I do have some inside knowledge on why some players stopped playing and why content slowed down. The first issue was that there were constant additions to the players in the server. You may think that this is not an issue and that having more players would mean more content. Well, you're right, but also wrong. See, there was more good content coming from some of these added players, such as Wuna301, who had very engaging and chill live streams, but some of the others did not contribute as much. Now, I'm not an expert or a big creator by any means, but the fact that SMP Earth kept adding a bunch of smaller content creators that bolstered their numbers meant that some of the bigger creators that should have been added to the server were not added. Also, the fact that all of the creators being added were smaller meant that a lower amount of people were exposed to SMP Earth. This was not the biggest problem though, and was one that was kept really inside the player base. But one of the two problems that many creators have voiced about is the content got stale. Yes, at first wars were extremely fun and entertaining for creators and viewers, but after a while there was no more content you could create. Everyone had been through multiple wars, and any more was just boring for the creators. This is completely reasonable. I mean, who can imagine dropping into a game and doing the same thing on repeat? Oh, sorry, I got a bit sidetracked there. But the sheer lack of fresh content on SMP Earth caught up to them. The creators of SMP Earth tried adding a few things, but None of it was enough to get SMP Earth out of their content drought, and eventually it died. Many players such as Technoblade just stopped playing on the server completely before the server died off. But that last issue is a pretty big one. One of the admins, Tubbo, was not the best for the server. Now, I'm not going to go into depth about Chip, but all you need to know is that he was a 4chan user. Yeah, that should tell you all you need to know about him. After SMP Earth, he was cancelled on Twitter and disappeared from the Minecraft community completely. I'd say good riddance. To summarize, the lack of big creators, the repetitive content, and Tubbo were to attribute to the downfall of SMP Earth. Shout out to my man Josh A20 though, that guy's amazing. After all this time, SMP Earth is still beloved by many fans that seek the experience of their favorite Minecraft creators interacting. The Dream SMP now exists though, which is a story-based roleplay server which many fans love. Though there are those who don't like the Dream SMP having a storyline, and I have a theory why. My theory is that those who don't like the Dream SMP actually prefer having a loose story with more random events happening, like improv, such as what happened on SMP Earth. Yes, you could say that there were some basic outlines on events in SMP Earth, but none of them were fully planned out, and a lot of it was improvised. The problem with this is that since the Dream SMP is so popular now, many other content creator SMPs have popped up using this roleplay style instead of an improvisation style, leading to many viewers being isolated from that SMP, even if they do like the content creator playing on it. And now, there's a lack of SMP Earth-like SMPs with larger creators. Many have begged SMP Earth to come back, and I can almost guarantee you that it'll not within the next year or two at least. There was even an attempted reunion about a year after the shutdown of SMP Earth, but many of the creators turned it down. This is probably because SMP Earth is still fresh in their minds, and I mean, ever since the pandemic started, everything has felt like a flash. It feels like yesterday I was making history videos about SMP Earth. Though many of us want it back, the creators who were the ones spending the time on the server and making content do not, and we have to respect their wishes. Who would want forced content that would probably sour even us of SMP Earth? The best time to bring SMP Earth back would be when the creators are ready to try again. Though the admin of the server, Josh, has stated multiple times that SMP Earth will never come back. It is possible that this is true, and it just won't ever return. But again, it is also possible that in maybe a few years, it could come back. And would you look at that? I'm guessing many of you guys remember this place, because it was kind of a big deal on SMP Earth. And I'm sure, let me go down here real quick, that many of you recognize this area down here. I think it's a little different from how the meme image was, but I remember when Tommy got surrounded by like 10 people and they were all pointing crossbows and bows at him. It was pretty funny. But yeah, these are the two business bay towers that were at the entrance, and this, I'm pretty sure this bridge headed towards the Antarctic Empire, if I'm correct. I'm not 100% sure. I kind of forgot a lot of nitpicky stuff about SMP Earth, but I still remember the general history. Oh, and over here's the Twitch Prime Shrine, I believe, yeah. And I think at one point it got deleted, and yeah, now it's unsub, sponsored by Just RTDT, I don't know who that is. But yeah, here are the farms of Business Bay and the sheep farm, and then their whole chest area was over here. Oh, this brings back so many memories, and even their old banner, wow. That is cool to see. We have all of the signs that I don't know who wrote these, but some of these looks like Tommy probably wrote this. But this house is just so nostalgic right here. This area, I forgot this is the piss sign. Okay, I think this is the piss tree if I'm correct. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, this place brings back so many memories. And this I forgot. I think this is Tommy's house. Yeah, it's covered in bedrock on the inside. You can't really go inside of it. And over here we have Time Dio's house. And if you guys don't remember Time Dio's house, it kind of had a very cool feature hidden underneath it. So once you would go under here, there was actually a button, and yeah, not much notable stuff on the outside of his house, but yeah, he was kind of stacked. And here's all of their fish. And where was it? It was down a staircase. Yeah, here it is. Here's a secret bunker. Extra gear with just an elytra and a Runon's bow. I'm pretty sure that's from Hypixel Skyblock. There's the voiceover Pete's head right there. A bunch of potions and stuff. He was just prepared for war at all costs. But honestly, when you're fighting Technoblade, I mean, who's really gonna win there? Like, Technoblade could probably have a wooden sword and probably still beat you. But Yeah, there's a shulker box. Here's the villager trading area that probably funded all of Business Bay's war efforts, even though they didn't win a single war, so you gotta say it wasn't good enough. But here's the exit from Dio's house, and it's kind of interesting because there's just a string right there. There's a tripwire, and you just walk up and it'll open right for you. And it closes really quickly, so like no one can go inside and kind of sneak in. But yeah, here's Bitzel's tower as well right here. This is actually very cool. I remember watching some of his streams when near like the end of SMP Earth when it was dying down a little bit, because I think that's when he started playing. But yeah, big boy Bitzel Blockington's big base building in Business Bay, like the Doug Dimmadome. It is just extremely tall, and yeah, it looks actually really cool. But I don't think he ever really finished the inside of it. It's just kind of like an exterior, and there's no real interior to it, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I think this is the actual house Bitzel lived in, if I'm correct. Yeah. So this is his actual house, and that was just like, I guess, a side project. Oh wow, from up here Business Bay looks very interesting, and there I forgot to even look at that. There's an iron golem farm right there. But yeah, this base brings back so many memories from good old SMP Earth days, and I wish there was another SMP like it right now, but sadly there just isn't. And this is the Antarctic Empire Stronghold, and some of the ice is melting now, which, yeah, that's actually a lot of it, and I think they disabled torches melting ice on the server, so actually a ton of this base is going to get ruined really quickly, so we'll just go quickly through this. They didn't really live here, and then later days of SMP Earth, this was kind of just the original base. This is like the Stronghold where the end portal was, and I think it was all the way over here or something, if I'm correct. Yeah, this is where it was, and I forgot who it was, but someone broke into their base and used this end portal to fight the Ender Dragon, if I remember correctly, and they weren't happy about it. And you know what? I wouldn't be too. You kind of claimed it for yourself, and someone just broke in when you were offline just to fight the Ender Dragon. That's a little annoying, but you know what? It's Minecraft. Who really cares? But yeah, this place looks actually really cool. I'm actually going to show you guys the real Antarctic Empires base right now. Well, it's not the real one, but it's the one where Techno built his castle, and that's where most of the battles on Antarctic Empire turf were fought. And it looks like we have arrived. So here is the Antarctic Empires. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it was like Port au Francie? I don't know how to pronounce it. But yeah, here's the bridge where Tommy kind of got, well, they tried to stagger their minecart attack and tried to attack Tommy, and it didn't really work out, but Philza just ended up shooting him with a gun. Yeah, but yeah, many battles were fought on this bridge, and Tommy was actually killed by Techno somewhere around here, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. And that was also a very fun fight, because, you know, Techno didn't really have to try at all. Tommy just kind of died, as a story with a lot of things with Tommy. But here's, I think Phil made this iron farm, and yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's pretty full. You could make a few hoppers with that or something. Stealing will result in war. Sounds about right. But here's the main cream of the crop build of the Antarctic Empire, I'd say, and it's Technoblade's castle. And I just got his beacon effects because he has what, like 3 or 4 in there. But yeah, this was Technoblade's castle, and it was stacked to the brim. And I'm lagging by just even going in here because of all the item frames. But yeah, there's also a few fights that took place in here, and I'm pretty sure this is the spot that Techno got closest to dying in. I remember when Techno was inside this room right here, and they glitched into the room to fight him, and it didn't end well for them. But yeah, there are multiple chests in here that Prot 2, not the best, but all you have to do is combine them a few times. You can get some Prot 4. Techno really only needed 1 set because, you know, like, Technoblade never dies, so if you never die, why would you need more than 1 set? Especially if you have XP bottles just to mend your armor. I mean, then there's no point. But Techno boat. Those are boots. But yeah, all these signs were originally fan art, but obviously they didn't transfer over because it's like a plugin. But yeah, they're causing an insane amount of lag. But yeah, there's just this back area over here. There was more fan art on the wall. There was a fight here. I remember they tried trapping him in or something, if I remember correctly. And Technoblade swam throughout this little pond during a fight. And then there's a huge villager room over here. And if I remember correctly, Business Bay members also broke into here, and they were like looking around, and like, I don't know if they took anything. I forgot, but they were looking at all the villages, and you know, I don't know if actually no, the trades actually did probably carry over, but impaling 1, Bane of Arthropods. Why would you want Bane of Arthropods? Respiration, sharpness. Okay, actually, I don't know if these are actually good villagers or not if they transferred over, because like, why? 60. Yeah, there's no way that these were the ones that. Yeah, I don't think those are the right trades, but yeah, that was their villager trading area. And how could I even forget? This is the classic Antarctic Empire banner, and it is just insane. I think it was made by someone on the SMP Earth subreddit when that was still alive. RIP SMP Earth subreddit. Yeah, more fan art, more fan art, more fan art. That's the story of this base, more fan art. And then this is actually a very interesting area. This was the upstairs, and honestly, we didn't see much of this until the fight broke out in here where Tommy had to try to escape. And I forgot what he glitched out of. Was it the window or the roof where he went into the plane and it was able to glitch him out of the glass? And honestly, that was really funny. I was watching Tommy stream live when that happened, and I thought it was pretty funny and cool. And that was, I think I definitely made a video about that if I remember it. But yeah, this base brings back so many nostalgic memories about SMP Earth. Like, I really wish it was still a thing if the creators still liked it, but obviously they don't want to do SMP Earth because of reasons I said earlier. I'm just glad I got to go on a journey with you guys throughout SMP Earth's history and talk about it and make videos about it. And hey, if it comes back one day, I will 100% be making videos about it, but who knows? I don't even know what the next step for me is, but enough about that. Let's continue on. To me, SMP Earth was the last non-modern SMP. Yeah, it was actually really recent, but it still has that same nostalgia as SMPs such as SMP Live had. Maybe it was because that is just the last SMP I watched before becoming an adult. During SMP Earth's time active, Minecraft wasn't popping off on YouTube as much as it is now, and everything was truly chill. You could make 10 trillion new SMPs, but when I watch SMP Earth videos, it brings me back to a time when I was happy.